Hi, my name is Sarah, and I chose to assess the HIV community in Lafayette, Louisiana. The boundaries that I set for the area that I was going to assess is marked off by street names. So Congress, South College, Girard Park Drive, and University are the streets that I used. Most of the houses in this area were built in the 60s and 70s. The style of them is made out of a lot of brick, mostly red brick is what I noticed. A lot of the houses are well maintained, but every now and then you do have a house that looks like nobody's living in it, and maybe part of the house is kind of falling apart. There's a lot of neighborhoods in this area, but I also noticed that there are multiple apartment complexes where multiple families could live in them. There are some vacant houses. Like I said, the vacant houses look like they're kind of falling apart, but there's not a lot in the area. There are for sale signs. I included a couple pictures of those in multiple neighborhoods. This is mostly an established community, but there is one neighborhood that looks like it's new construction. I would say that the housing in this area indicates that most of the community members are middle class. One of the last pictures that I included is of an area behind a car wash and a grocery store in Lafayette, and it seems that it's an area for homeless people. There's like a shopping cart and a tarp. There are many social service agencies, including healthcare facilities, in the area that I assess. The main hospital is Lafayette General, and that is near South College. This hospital is currently under construction as Lafayette General is merging with NURS, so there's a lot of expansion going on. Another hospital is University Hospital and Clinics, or UHC, and this hospital is the main hospital that I would say my community goes to. It is a hospital that has inpatients, but it also has a lot of outpatient clinic stuff as well, meaning that there is a infectious disease clinic where a lot of HIV patients go. There are two options for the HIV community in Lafayette, and that is either UHC's infectious disease clinic or Acadiana Cares is another clinic that they can go to. There are also urgent cares in this area. I would say the main employers in this area would be healthcare or service industry. There are a lot of restaurants, stores, boutiques, grocery stores, fast food restaurants that are hiring right now. Community members definitely do not have to go outside of the area to seek employment since there are so many options in Lafayette area. The main form of transportation is car, trucks, anything like that. There were some people walking along the streets, and there were a few bikers as well. Another form of transportation is public transportation, so the city bus, which I did see while I was driving around. At the city bus location, there is also an HIV sign that I saw. So that is good advertisement for the HIV community. It's advertising PrEP. The streets and highways are decently maintained, but there are a lot of areas that are pretty bumpy, and it looks like the road has been patched up again. There usually is a lot of traffic congestion that I also did notice while I was driving around doing this assessment. There were many schools in this area that I noticed. There were actually some preschools, but then the first real school is S.J. Montgomery, which is an elementary school. Then there's Lafayette Middle for a middle school, and Lafayette High for the high school in this area. The main university is UL, and that is a very large college. And then there's also SLCC, which is a community college in Lafayette. There are recreational facilities like a park in this area, which is Girard Park, but it is a large park, but it's the only one that I noticed in this area. So I feel like since Lafayette is so big, there could be additional recreational facilities. I did not see any police or police stations while I was assessing this area, but there is a fire station and there were a few ambulances passing me by on the road as I was driving. I didn't notice any sanitation services or water treatment plants, but there is a posted neighborhood watch program. The sign looks kind of old, so I'm not sure how accurate that is. I also noticed that a lot of neighbors have a security system in order for protection. Overall, I would say Lafayette is a great place to live, and I've enjoyed my time living in Lafayette.